Hey guys, some crazy shit's kind of happening in the vape world right now, and I thought I had to address it. So, I heard a few days ago that the New Jersey legislature is trying to comparatively tax electronic cigarette products. For example, a 30 ml bottle of e-liquid would cost $100. That, frankly, is bullshit because, well, it's not equivalent. A 30 ml bottle will only last me barely a week. So if you have a carton costing $100, what the fuck? So equivalency is meh, meh. Plus, frankly, there's got to be some sort of big tobacco partners pulling around here. I'm pretty sure that Loliard and R.J. Reynolds, with their electronic cigarette products, the Views and the Blue are going to benefit from this because they already account this tax in with the liquid on what they sell, you know. So, that 2 mils is costing you $7 anyway. Fucking bullshit, frankly. So, that quarter of a mil that I just put in there, it would make this cost me a quarter? Fuck you, New Jersey. This is some bullshit. If you live in New Jersey and you are able to testify, uh, check out the CASA website. It has all the information there. Also, Vapor Joe's has Joe Petner has also posted up a lot of information about this. So please, if you live in New Jersey, defend your vapors' rights. I've already sent emails to all the legislators who are responsible for this and who are supporting this, and explaining to them calmly that do you really really want to kill people? I mean, because when you do this, when you tax something out of favor with another thing, trying to make it level with the cigarette market, you're gonna kill people because you can't run down to the store and buy your e-liquid hardly anywhere. It isn't that popular yet. So when you tax it like that, and then you add shipping, you are going to take electronic cigarettes and you're going to basically remove them from the market, which means more people are going to go back to smoking, which means more people are going to die. So, to all those legislators who are trying to pass these taxation acts, frankly, okay, I don't care if you tax what I vape on. I do care if you're trying to tax something out of existence, okay? A comparative tax is not it's not fiscally responsible to the future, okay? If people who vape live longer, they will suffer less cardiac issues, they will suffer less lung issues, they will suffer less incidence of diabetes and cancer. Um, you tell me. Um, let's go over the long-term healthcare costs that smoking has created in our country. It has created a better living through chemistry environment in which, well, yeah, sure, you might be dying from lung cancer, but we have chemotherapy, which costs you like thousands of dollars a treatment each. Oh, gosh, I think the pharmaceutical companies might be making some money off that, as well as the FDA. God knows the tobacco companies are paying a shit ton in taxes as is. Plus, with each pack that's sold, okay, for example, I live in Oklahoma. Last time I checked, a pack was around $5, $6. From what I know, the cost of that pack for the manufacturer is less than $1. The rest of all that is taxes, okay? They tax cigarettes into non-favor, and then when a reliable, healthier substitute came up, they're trying to tax it out of existence. Shame on you. You are killing people if you vote for this bill. You are a murderer. And that's exactly what you are. You are a murderer for hire by way of vote, and there is nothing else to it but that. As an advocate, I can only see that you see the dollar signs that are being poked into your pocket by, probably Philip Morris, Loliard, and whoever makes nicotine gum. GlaxoSmithKline. Do you really want to be known as the person who kills for GlaxoSmithKline? Those people want their products on the shelves as a smoking alternative, the way to quit. You know, I like my nicotine. That is my drug of choice. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I like my nicotine this way. This is how I like my nicotine. Um, you know, I don't use illegal substances. I am a contributing member of society. I pay my taxes, my fair share of taxes. Thank you very much. I pay my income tax, which I feel should be plenty enough because you assholes got 4 grand out of me last year out of my meager income. That's kind of fucked up, personally, considering that most of you make more money in 1 year than I make in 5, probably 10, okay? So that makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever that you get to sit on your ass and go to work 50 days out of the year, and I have to work 90% of the time, and you do nothing. You literally do nothing. And yet you get paid to kill American citizens. So to me, it's frankly annoying. I know this is a bit of a rant, and I go on and on about this thing, but um, I understand taxes are a necessary evil. You know, impose a sales tax of 4, 5, 20% if you want. But when you tax it at this rate, okay, the average bottle of e-liquid at 30 mils is around 15 to 32, you know, 15 to $22. Coming up to $100, that's at $22. Let's just put it at 20. You're raising the price by 4 more times. You know, that's 5 times. I mean, that's like that's ridiculous. Why? Why? Okay, if you want a piece of the pie, double it back up, okay? Comparative cigarette taxes are ridiculous. If you're going to tax this as something, as a cigarette, you can kiss my ass, frankly. Sorry, I dropped my bottle. I'm in the middle of a rant. But you need to understand that if you vote for this, you are a murderer, okay? You are killing people. You are facilitating the murder of thousands of people in your state, and then the thousands and thousands again in the other states that use your state as a precedent to kill people. Let me reiterate this. If you pass this law, you will create in your state a precedent that allows the murder of men and women and children who are not yet born. Since most of these people who are going to put up this bill are against, you know, late term abortions, you are killing unborn children because when they're born and they turn a certain age and they begin smoking actual cigarettes and they don't have this as an alternative to pick up when they are of age, you are going to kill them because they won't be able to have a harm reducing alternative. You will be responsible. Their blood will be on your hands. It is your fault. Your fault. It is on your hands. And this goes out to any legislator who is trying to overtax electronic cigarettes. What I mean by taxing electronic cigarettes is if you're going to tax electronic cigarette liquid, double the price. Don't make it 5 times the expense. That is ridiculous. That is thievery. That is murder. And that is seriously getting annoying. Okay? This is something that's ridiculous. Okay, you've already got a tax on tires, on our tags for our cars, on our property that we already own. We own that property, supposedly. You know, when people have their house paid off and they pay their property taxes to you for owning their own property. You're already pulling money out of our nose all day long. And yet you want something that's going to save my life and the lives of future generations to be removed because you want a little piece of the pie right now. Okay, if you want to tax it, I don't care. But if you're trying to tax something out because you want cigarettes to continue to create the cycle of death and sickness that feeds the FDA money, go ahead. But I'm not going to be part of it. I'm going to tell you what you're doing is wrong, and I'm calling you out on it right now. You're a murderer if you vote for this bill. You are a murderer. You're a murderer. Flat out murderer. You have murdered people if you do this. You will have murdered me eventually, and every other person who uses electronic cigarettes as a way to keep themselves from harming themselves with 4,000 chemicals every day. 4 to 8, 4,000. Where's the logic in what you are thinking? Other than the dollars. That's all you see. If you want revenue, I got an idea. How about you tax those companies that send jobs out of state? Okay? Or out of the country. Because that's leaking money everywhere. You want to complain about something? Think about the fact that most of these things are made in China, okay? Or overseas. You want to complain about something? Think about how the fact that your governor is a fat piece of shit. I'm tired of New Jersey and New York and everywhere else that sits there and pulling this shit with electronic cigarettes. And these are people who've never seen an electronic cigarette up close. You know, they've never been fully educated. They have no idea of what electronic cigarettes are. This is worse than the gun thing, because at least everyone knows what a gun looks like. You know, they think these electronic cigarettes are these evil things that are, coming after our kids. You know what? Most kids don't give a shit about electronic cigarettes. And the maybe 1/10 of 1% that do might pick them up for a year and a half and put them down. Okay? Yes, nicotine is an addictive product, but generally kids are not going to be as addicted to electronic cigarettes because there's not all the extra chemicals that enhance the nicotine absorption in your body that are in a cigarette, which are FDA approved and which say on the side of the package, Surgeon General's warning, caution, this has been known to cause cancer, low birth weight, birth defects, not intended for use by pregnant women. And yet you want those to be sold over these, okay? Do some research and figure out why, okay? By the way, the carcinogens that are supposedly in secondhand vapor are in every exhale from every human being because we're constantly inhaling carcinogens, exhaling carcinogens, whether you vape or not, because we're in a coal-fired economy. When it comes to our electricity production, we live in congested cities in which cars drive around all day spewing mercury and everything else into the atmosphere. So you do me a favor. If you're going to tax something, you tax something that's actually killing people. Okay? You tax alcohol. You tax tobacco out of existence. Give us our electronic cigarettes. Quit killing us. Stop being murderers. New Jersey legislature, stop being murderers. I call on you to stop being murderers and stop being in the pockets of corporate pigs. That's all I have, and I barely vape this whole rant. To my viewers, if you live in New Jersey and you're subscribed, or you're watching this and you are subscribed to it, please check out the CASA website, write to your legislators, testify this week. I believe it's this week. Testify. Because unless someone educates these people, they are going to make a decision that will affect you and your children and your grandchildren and your grandchildren's grandchildren. Because if tobacco is allowed to go the way it is now and push people around the way it has for the last 200 years, okay, being of part Native American descent, tobacco was taken from a sacred herb which was used on occasion and created into this habit-forming cancer stick, which took it away from the sacred plant that we had kept holy, They bastardized it, and they used it to kill us off. So you do me a favor, people in New Jersey, the electronic cigarette community in general, don't let them kill us. Don't let them murder us. And don't let them get paid under the table for it. If you know information, bring it to light. If you know what's going on out there, bring it to light. Yell at the top of your lungs what the hell's going on out there. This goes for anywhere else where there are electronic cigarette bans or taxation bills coming up. People, you gotta keep an eye on these bastards because they will fuck you over at any point in time. And this doesn't have to just do with electronic cigarettes. If you don't pay attention to your government and you don't listen to what they're doing, they will do whatever they want with your money. For example, the federal government paid for a reality TV show in India a few years ago. Almost a few $billion for a reality TV show that doesn't exist in the United States. They pay for so many things overseas that doesn't affect anything that happens here. They do all these things, and they do it for a few reasons. Number one is greed. Somebody is getting paid somewhere where it goes back to them. I think we need to have full accountability of these people who are in office, where the money is coming from for their campaigns. I believe that needs to be the next law you guys pass. If you want to be honest politicians, if you want to be true civil servants, people who represent their constituents. Otherwise, you're a crook and you're a murderer and you're no better than a common thug. Those people that you're trying to keep off the streets with their guns and that are bums. There you go. If you want to tax electronic cigarettes, you're a crook, a thug, and a murderer. And the only thing that separates you from the guy selling crack on the corner is the fact that you wear a nice suit. You drive a Mercedes, you wear a nice suit. Oh wait, that's right. You're probably white. So, no, that's the only thing that separates you, and the fact you might have a college education, and your parents probably might, be of some sort of well-offness. You know what? I don't give a damn who you think you are. Stop trying to murder me and every other vapor in the country. I'm tired of this kind of legislation. This is a call to action for all who vape and who believe in freedom. I say good day, sir.